Alright, this video is probably going to go up a little bit on the late side. The update came out today, so I've spent most of the day importing the new stuff. The website should be updated in the next few days. I really want to get the draft system published. It's been sitting waiting for quite a while. I have still been working on it, but I really think it should just be out there so people can try it. And that's the only way we're going to find all the problems and get them ironed out. So fingers crossed that will be within the next week. But in the meantime, we will see some pets in this run that have been changed in the update. And the focus of it is the frog, which is another one that's received a little bit of a buff. +1 health, so it's now a 3-2 instead of a 3-1, which, I'm perfectly happy with that. Frog, one of those tech units that you're always looking for in customs, especially when you're trying to do builds with late game units that have very poor stats. Things like Emu that are just always dying as soon as you buy them. So you'd much rather be able to bring them in and swap some stats onto them. But the main idea behind this run, and I did do a frog swap, an in-battle frog swap video not that long ago. I'll link that in the description, as well as the Goldemon video which inspired it. I definitely recommend you go back and watch the Goldemon video. Essentially, the idea is to use the stats from one unit twice by having them swap in battle with the level 1 frog. So we're going to try and have a big leopard, a frog behind it, and then a leopard behind the frog, which has to have lower attack than the frog itself. And that will mean that the big leopard shoots first, the frog swaps the stats over, and then the second leopard shoots with the attack it got from the frog swap. So a little bit convoluted, but when you see it in action, it will be quite obvious what's going on. I was finding it quite difficult to set this up. I was deliberately avoiding Monkey and T-Rex, which are generally, your go-to options for trying to scale these tier 6 powerhouse units like Lionfish and Leopard. It's just personal choice, really, I guess, that I don't like using them every game, especially since they're, Monkey is a pack 1 pet. It's been around for so long. It just, any excuse to avoid it, I take it. So in the end, I decided to go with shop scaling instead, which I guess creates its own problems, because if we scale the shop and we don't find the leopards till late, we're going to end up with 2 leopards with high attack. And we really want to have one that has low attack to really get the benefit, or really make it obvious in battle that the stat swap actually is making a difference. And so the way to deal with that is to use Mushroom. So you can put Mushroom on the leopard, pill it down to a 1-1, and then it doesn't actually matter what attack it has as long as it's lower than the frog. So in service of scaling the shop, we've got the chicken, we've got the level 2 whale. We just want to get as many triggers from the chicken as possible, as quickly as possible, and then start looking for our combo pieces. And because, there's a frog in the shop there, but we're going to wait. One of the reasons I went for the frog swap is that I really wanted the frog to actually do something and potentially do something in the battle instead of just swapping the stats. And that was partially because I'd played a bunch of games where I got to the end, I had my 2 leopards ready to swap, and then I was throwing in a 3-1 frog, and it's basically just like wasting a slot. I mean, you're already running a suboptimal combo because you're there's no reason whatsoever to swap the stats in this situation, especially when you're scaling the shop. But most of the runs on the channel lately have been things that you just do for your own amusement, and this is definitely no exception. So here we also get a lioness. We'll bring that in, and we've got the level 2 blobfish ready, so we can potentially find another lioness or another chicken. Although maybe I'll be done with the chicken relatively soon because we had such a good start. We are going to lose here, but that's fine. We're perfectly happy to sacrifice hearts for shop scaling. We do have Parrot there, although I think we might as well just keep the Whale. The Whale is going to do more, I think, than putting the Parrot behind the Chicken. Tamarin, it's kind of depressing. I'm not sure why I even had it in the pack, really, because, you know, selling it... in the olden times when you would scale the shop, you could buy, sell Tamarin when it was even level 1 and it would still be worthwhile. But really, in the current version, it's just not worth it. But we do get the Pteranodon here, so, and the level 2 Lioness. So we're rapidly ratcheting up the shop scaling. With the low attack, the Whale is definitely at risk of losing the Chicken before it gets a chance to swallow it, but thankfully not the case here. The Pteranodon does provide a little bit of insurance against that anyway, because it can respawn the Chicken. And it's a 1 HP win there. You do have to be careful that you don't run away with things and run out of time to find the actual units you want. So here we are on turn 12 and we don't have any leopards, we don't have a frog yet either. And I really should also be starting to look for mushroom in the food shop, and pill, of course. And yeah, here I guess I'm a little bit paranoid. I don't want to go down to 1 heart, so I buy the Chicken and the octopus. And then this team has one of the units that's been changed in the update, which is the Stork. Very happy to see that. Although here they actually get a zebra, which is not going to help me because it means the chicken doesn't get, the second chicken doesn't get fainted. But here we're probably already on a decent enough shop scaling level. Maybe here I was pausing for thought and thinking I'll just go for 5 blue-ringed octopus, but changed my mind. And we thankfully find the leopard. And of course, leopard has high attack already. So, you know, you're almost at 50 attack without the 50-50 shop. There's the mushroom and the pill. Yeah, I guess there I was considering just pilling the leopard without the mushroom. But I might as well use the mushroom because it's essentially the same as a chocolate. Summon team with Spino and Parrot. This looks very similar to one that was in another video recently. I wonder if it's the same opponent. But yeah, we make light work of them with the shop scaled units. And the 1/1 leopard is a little bit of a preview of what's coming. So we'll sell the lionesses now. And now we're just looking for a leopard, looking for frog. And again, Tamarin, I'm tempted by it, but there's not really any point anymore. Double tiger, passing them up as well. And down to 6 gold, we don't find what we want, but I think I'm just willing to roll and hope. And there is the frog. So we'll put the frog in at the back. Maybe hope for a tie. And yeah, just need another leopard, and then we're good to go. Summon team, but it could all hinge on what's in that orca and what's in the beluga if we can eke out a draw here. Potato blocks the snipe from the octo. They get betta fish, which scales up the beluga, and then they get its orca inside, and the flea is going to weaken the frog. I'm not sure it mattered there, but maybe the frog would have died anyway. But now we get the double leopard roll, so we're going to bring in a 50 attack leopard, put mushroom on it and pill it, and that's going to give us 2 1/1 leopards. And then we can use the other leopard on the one at the front to give it a little bit extra attack. Pteranodon can go. Actually, I guess we don't have to combine just yet. We'll just bring in the second leopard and then have the frog in the middle to swap the stats. And we find another one and a tiger and a chocolate. So it's all looking rosy for next turn, assuming we can win here. And it is very funny here to see the 1/1 leopard hit the lemon for 0 damage, and the lemon doesn't actually lose a trigger there. Pretty amusing. I have seen that before, but I don't think it was... I think it was the same thing where I'd pilled a leopard down to 1... No, it was from a stoat cell. That's what it was. But here we go. Level 2, 3 attack leopard. Just watch very carefully when the ordering here. And yeah, the stats get swapped over and the 3/3 ends up firing with 50 attack instead. So totally pointless, but definitely very amusing. And those are really the best builds in my opinion. So this one is from a failed run where I just couldn't find any of the things I needed. So we're just going with all swordfish, or at least 5 swordfish effects, because the tigers are going to survive. And no surprise, this one's going to end in a draw since we had a bunch of level 1 swordfish. But we do get a level 2 now. I guess swordfish is another unit I could have used. If I'd pilled swordfish down to a 1-1-1, the leopard could have shot first, and then the swordfish could have copied the attack and fired at 50 attack as well. But it didn't work out that way. And here's a team that has 3 roosters. Definitely looks like a shop scale team there, and ends up 3 chicks versus 2 tigers. So nothing really to do with frog swap there, but I thought that was an amusing clip. And then here's one where it's all not working out very well. We've got the shop scaling at a pitiful level for turn 11. I guess maybe it's not that bad, but it's definitely not a good start. You can see I've only got the level 1 whale. And I bring in the leopards, and we get matched with Zoidberger. I mentioned this in another video the other day. The gorilla actually ends up activating the coconut and blocking the badger blast. I would really love to know what Zoidberger was doing here, because you get a 1-1 badger respawn and gorilla respawn as well. And despite that team being extremely bizarre, it ends up beating my poorly shop scale team. And then to save me having to grind this build even more, here's Wombat getting the maximum 3 level 3 leopards with 2 frog swaps in the middle. So if you want to take the build to the extreme, that's what it's going to look like.